Hi guys, and welcome to yet another video. This video is going to be about 50 things that you do not know about me or may not know about me. So let's get into it. I have been born again for 12 years. I got born again in 2008, around July 2008. You know how people have anniversaries? I don't have that. So I have been born again 12 years. My comfort food is food. I really just like good food. So my favorite subject in school was math throughout. In primary school, in high school, I really enjoyed math. My middle name is Abiero, which is my dad's mom's name. I am now in the pantry. So another fun fact about me is that I won the Mandela Rhodes Scholarship when I was going to do my postgraduate degree, and I won it 1 year, so I stayed an extra year in varsity doing that, and then the year after that my sister won the exact same scholarship, which was the first of that to ever happen in the history of Mandela Rhodes. And that was really fun because it was a year of bonding. We lived in different cities, but we managed to do different things together, different activities, and that was really cool. My height is 165 centimeters, so I'm about 5'6", which makes me the tallest of all my siblings, and I'm even taller than my mom. I always wanted a big brother. Always. My whole life was just me looking for a big brother, and I didn't get one because obviously I was the firstborn and I have 3 sisters, so made my peace with it. I have a dream of opening a kitchen, and the kitchen can be part of my house. I actually want it to be part of my house, Angie's kitchen, because I really love cooking and baking, and I love to get people happy based on my cooking. So cooking all sorts of meals, having a huge kitchen, and people coming all the time and having really good treats. My mom was my best maid at my wedding. Interesting, very interesting, especially for people who know my story. Like growing up, me and my mom did not get along at all, but God really turned around our relationship, and by the time I was getting married, she was the only person I could imagine who could stand with me to be able to make such a great commitment. My favorite sister is all 3 of them. They're all really awesome in different regards. One thing I can't live without, might sound cheesy, but it's the truth. I can't live without Jesus or the word of God and prayer. I don't know how people function without Jesus, because if you don't have Jesus in your life, let me tell you, your functionality is subpar. You need to get Jesus, guys. My obsession is earrings. You know how other ladies like either shoes, or they like clothes, or they like makeup? This is not me. My obsession is earrings. So my earring collection is out of this world. I pick up earrings everywhere and anywhere, on the street, in high-end shops, anything. Like, I love earrings. My favorite worship song, I can't pick one, guys. I am obsessed with worship. I believe that I have calling towards all things worship, and so I'm always finding or stumbling upon and just being stirred up with different kind of worship, whether it's Swahili, it's traditional, it's a hymn, it's whatever it is, anything that enables me to be able to declare God's praises and worship. I'm here for it. I read about 2 to 3 books a month, and that's aside from the Bible. And usually I can read those 2 to 3 books all at the same time. I read a bit depending on how I'm feeling on a particular morning. Like if it's a heavy read, I will not read it like when I just want to wind down. My biggest pet peeve is poor customer service. I can't stand it. I really cannot stand poor customer service. No. I am a stress eater. So when I am really stressed, actually, I am an eater. I'm an emotional eater. So when I'm really happy, I eat. When I'm really sad, I eat even more. So like in the last year, because 2019 was a really difficult year for me. In the last year, I think I put on 15 kgs, which I know is a lot, like by any standards, but which also had me feeling very self-conscious. And interestingly enough, people have even messaged my sisters to ask them or comment about, hey, we've noticed Angie has really put on weight, which I mean is so kind of you, so concerned about my health and my well-being. I'm sure that is why you message them. Some people even messaged my sister Joanne and asked her, is Angie preggo? The answer is no. Angie just ate a whole lot in the last year, but thank God I'm doing much better. And so yeah, we're getting out of the emotional eating cycle. My biggest fear is, I guess, not fulfilling my purpose. And even that seems broad, but like just not doing what God wants me to do, and then I die, and then it's like, oh my God, you could have done that. That would really suck. And that also ties in with a second fear, which is like for my kids not to get to know God and serve Him and love Him and do what they need to do with their lives. My favorite verse is Titus 2 verse 5 onwards, and it says, the grace of God has appeared to all men, teaching them to say no to ungodliness and selfish desires, and to be able to live self-controlled, upright lives. I really like that verse because it talks about grace being able to help us say no to things, but also giving us the grace to do the right thing. So we're not just stuck on like what we can't do, but there's also a lot we can do with God's help. I was once married. The end. My dream destination is anywhere which is like not rainy, not cold, like a beach, swimming pool, food, not too much activity, doing so many things. That's not fun for me. So yeah, that's my dream destination. I'm very easy to please. Not that I'm trying to market, like, unless you're taking me for a free holiday, that's okay. I had my son at 20. Yes, that's an interesting story, a story for another day, but yeah. Black is my favorite color. I played rugby in high school. Actually, interestingly, I played rugby in high school when I went to IB, which was like pre-university. I played rugby as well, and then I also played briefly for the Kenya team, which was really fun. So yeah, that's a sport I really enjoy because you can get to push people, shove people. Like, it's nice. You can just use all your many parts of your body to be able to play the game, which is not the same that I experienced in basketball. Because like basketball, I try to like hit people that I'll get fouled. Not fun. My guilty pleasure in terms of food, my guilty pleasure is chocolate, guys. I really love chocolate, all kinds of chocolate. My favorite is white chocolate, but all chocolate will do. I even hate coconut, but I can eat chocolate with coconut because coconut is the food of the gods. My shoe size is 7, which is much bigger than any of the other ladies in my house. I have 3 sisters and I have a mom, and they all wear size 6 and below. And so that was really unfortunate growing up because everyone else is sharing shoes. If I forget shoes and I'm going to visit somebody, I am stuck. I just wear slippers and that's it. I thought I was going to become an accountant because when I went to high school, when I went to varsity, I did really well in introduction to accounting. Then I took so many electives all the way until final year in accounting, and I was really, really good at it. I mean, even a bit better than my friends who are accountants and auditors now. I mean, like, I'm just saying. But then I used to, back then we used to think that accountants only just sit with them and the books and the numbers, and I was just like, no, I was built for people. I want to engage with people, and that's why I did not pursue accounting. Otherwise, I might have been Angie the accountant with accounting videos. I don't know if you'd watch those. My daughter's name is Anodiwanashe, which is Shona for the one loved by God. University, I had a number of jobs. The first job that I had was a promotion job, so I was promoting a gym that was near the varsity, and I think I was being paid like, was it 30 rand an hour, if I'm not mistaken. And I really liked it because I didn't have any other income other than the pocket money my parents were giving me. So I had that job. Then I did some bookkeeping for the bookshop. I also did what else did I do? I did tutoring, I did marking, I became an administrative assistant in school. I also helped with, what else? I was also a residence advisor, so I was in charge of like our dorm, so different years, different blocks, so I was in charge of that. I also did counseling and just academic different things. So like I had at least like 6 jobs when I was in university, and that was really fun. I used to be a lecturer in my previous life. I always said, like I feel like I've had 3 or 4 different lives. In my first line of work was actually not first line, let me not say first line, but yes, my first work out of university, I went into academia, and I thought that I'd be an academic forever, that I'd just be doing research and lecturing, and I did that for a number of years, not going for so many years, a couple of years, and that was really fun because the best part of it was actually when we would start a new semester or a new year, and then get new first year students, was lecturing first year and second year students, and I'd be lecturing them. It's okay. I'd be lecturing them, and they'll be standing before the other lecture. Let's say there's a lecture that's going on in the same lecture hall, and before people come out and people are waiting to go in, they'd look around and be like, hey, I wonder how this lecturer is. And then I'll just stand there, ask them questions, and I was like the same size and the same height, kind of thing. I'm not that tall. And so they would be like, okay, I wonder how this lecturer will be. Hey, this lecturer is bad, I'll take the next class. And I was taking all the classes, so there was no option. So immediately we go in, and they'd be like, oh, you can sit here. Then I'll be like, thanks. And then I'd go to the front and then be like, oh my God, that was the lecturer. Oh my God, what were we saying? And that would be very awkward for them. I hate matumbo, like intestines. It's matumbo, intestines, stomach, matumbo, tumbo, stomach. Yeah, I hate matumbo. Let me just say like that. I hate matumbo. Like I can't stand the smell, I can't stand the texture, nothing. Zero. Yeah. I also really don't like avocado. If I had a choice of whether electricity would go or water would go, I would choose water, guys, because I could always visit a mall, I could visit somebody and bathe and wipe myself down, just different things. Like I just feel like not having electricity for me is a bigger struggle than not having water, because I don't know, I feel like I can get water in more places, and electricity is just more frustrating. I can't charge phones, I can't connect with things, I can't see things, I can't use the Wi-Fi. I am very indifferent about hair. Like you can see my hair is short now and it's barely combed. I'll probably cut it again, or I'll put a wig, as in like I'm just here, there, anywhere about hair. Like, I just want to experiment because I think like when we get to heaven, I'm not really sure how much experimenting we can do. And hair is just hair. I mean, like, it'll grow. And if it doesn't, put on a wig. One thing I use every day is soap and water. I bathe every single day. Actually, interestingly, why that's a fun fact is because when I was growing up, I didn't really like bathing so much. I mean, like, it was like, I did it because I had to kind of thing, but not that I really enjoyed it, so, okay, I'm not scratching because I'm feeling itchy. It's just that I just started feeling scratchy now. But I use soap and water every day. One food that I can eat forever is samosa. So like, if in fact this particular point was given by my sister Nelly, like if I could only eat one food for the rest of my life, I'd eat samosas. One, because I just really like the taste of samosas, but I feel like samosas are very balanced meal. Like, you can have samosa, I mean, there's the carbohydrates outside, and then inside there's the meat and the veggies. And I'm not talking about dengu samosas and bean samosas, vegetable samosas. Those are lies. Those are proofs and bareleys and witchcraft. I'm not about that life. When I was in high school, I was suspended 3 times. The first school I was suspended twice. I mean, for very frivolous reasons, not even serious reasons. I can promise you that's a story for a different time. And then in my next high school, I was suspended once, and that was for a very serious reason. But then your girl met Jesus, and he changed the story around. One thing I'd like to be remembered for is really being in love with Jesus and encouraging people to follow after him. Bye. Bye. Nelly, cut.